So by now, you've probably checked your UTME results, and then when you checked it, you scored over 300 in JAMB. Now, you are very excited, as you should be anyway, because the statistics released by JAMB says that less than 1% of the candidates scored above 300. So this is actually very commendable. So it means that you are in the top 1% if you scored above 300. But while you are basking in that euphoria of getting a very high score, now there are still some things that you might do that might not give you admission, or there are still some things that you need to gain admission beside your UTME score. Now, I'm here to tell you that you still might not get admission without score. Now, I'm not trying to be a prophet of doom or to be a carrier of bad news, but this is just reality as is. When it comes to admission and admission processing, you see there are techniques, and the old environment, the whole world of admission is actually sometimes very technical. So you need to be very, very smart. Now, I'm here to talk about mistakes that can cost you admission despite having a very good score in JAMB. So let's get right to it. What are these mistakes that can cost you admission? Truth of the matter is this: JAMB register has come out on a few occasions to say scoring high in JAMB is not a guarantee for admission. And you probably saw the news. If you did, you are wondering, what do they mean? I mean, I had 330, I had 340, I should be given the admission. No, it's not that simple. What are these common mistakes that may cost you admission despite you having a very high JAMB score? The first one, and the most popular one, is the wrong subject combination. Now, this is the most common mistake made by candidates when processing their admission. You see, subject combination, when I talk about subject combination, what I mean is the subject that you put in your JAMB, that you wrote in your JAMB. That now you know that very well that your UTME is 4 subjects, that's English and any other 3 subjects that is relevant to your course of study. Yes. Now, but there are ways by which you can choose this subject and you can choose it wrongly. For example, if you are in the commercial or the management science department, that is, you want to study courses like accounting, business admin, finance, insurance, to mention but a few. Now, those kind of courses, your subject combination should be English, mathematics, economics, and government. Now, I've seen where students pick, English, economics, commerce, and account without mathematics. Now, why? Because the students are scared of mathematics, and so they felt like without doing mathematics, they should do economics, they should do commerce, they should do all of those one and skip mathematics. And so they boost their chances of scoring high, which happened. But truth of the matter is that is wrong subject combination. That is totally wrong, totally erroneous for those kind of courses. Mathematics should be there. So imagine that you have done that and then you already had over 300. You now trying to process your admission. That is when this mistake show. Now the problem about this one subject combination is that you cannot change your combination after the exam. It is when the admission processing starts that all of these mistakes will be laid to bear, and then at that time, or in most cases, it's usually too late for candidates. They realize it too late, and there's little or nothing they can do about it. So they eventually lose their admission. How painful that would be for you to lose your admission, not because of your UTME score, but because of a simple thing like the wrong subject combination, because you combine the subject wrongly. Now, if you are in the science department and you want to study any course related to medical line, in the medical world. I mean nursing, pharmacology, medicine and surgery, physiotherapy, and the rest of them like that. Of course, your subject combination should be English, biology, physics, chemistry. Now, if you want to study courses like law, mass comm, in most cases, your subject combination should be English, government, literature, CRS. Sometimes economics can work, but this is not to say that it's a rule of thumb. Please don't get me wrong. Some of these subject combination can change, but the truth of the matter is, what will determine your subject combination is your school of choice. So before you pick anything anytime, and this goes to all prospective candidates for future exam, before you pick any course and any school at any time, when you want to check the subject combination for that particular school. So different school can require different combination. Make sure that you know the subject combination for the school that you are applying to, so to avoid story that I taught, to avoid you losing your admission later on because of something as mundane as subject combination. So this is the most popular mistake that candidates make, and I've seen this happen over and over again. So if you score 300 plus, or even maybe not 300 plus, maybe you had like 280, 290, this is particularly for you. Now, truth of the matter is this: most candidates who score 300, they feel relaxed, and then they think that okay, that is all they need to do for just to score high in UTME. But I'm just trying to bring this to bear to you. So the first mistake is the wrong subject combination. That's it. Another mistake is, number 2 mistake, is the O-level result. Now, O-level result, that is your WAEC or NECO or GC. Now, the O-level exam is a qualifying exam. That is very, very important. Your UTME exam, according to JAMB register, is a ranking exam. So you have to be qualified first before you are ranked. Now, many students generally don't really understand how these things work. Now, I'll give an example. The University of Lagos, for example, require candidates to have at least a credit in further maths when you want to study courses like computer science, mathematics, and all kinds of engineering. I had a guy one time in 2013 who was given admission to study mathematics, like I was too at that time. And on the day of screening, this was not something I was told, this was something I actually witnessed, I experienced it. Now, on the day of screening, his name, I remember that the guy's name was number 5 on the admission list. So, on the day of screening, while checking the documents, it was discovered on his WAEC results that he didn't have further maths, and so he was screened out. He lost that admission. He was not given admission. Now, how painful that would be. Imagine losing admission because of that. And he probably must have told his friends and family, who must have been so excited for him, that he has gained admission to the prestigious University of Lagos with a course like mathematics. But forgetting the fact that his O-level results, there is a clause to it. He didn't have the sufficient subject that is required. That is very painful. So O-level result is very, very important. In most cases, you need 5 credits. English and mathematics compulsory with 3 subjects relevant to your course of study. So I'll give another example. If you want to study a course like psychology, the University of Lagos and the University of Ibadan and among other schools I know require you to have at least a credit in biology. Now, even if you're the highest scorer in JAMB and you don't have this, you don't follow this particular principle, you will lose your admission. So the O-level result is very fundamental. Make sure that you have the necessary result, you have the necessary requirement, your O-level, before you start to process your admission. That is it. So this is very, very fundamental and crucial. Now, this is the second mistake that candidates make that can make them lose their admission. Now, the third mistake is not accepting admission on CAPS. I mean, this one looks so funny. Yes, it's actually very funny, but that is the truth. Now, students need to understand that the school gives admission. Now, all schools give admission now, but it's different from the admission given by UTME, by JAMB. Now, the JAMB give the admission through a processing system known as the CAPS. Now, when you log into your portal, you have a portal, you have a biography, you have a biodata that you will see. So when all of these things, everything that you need to do to process your admission are present in that CAPS. So when you are being given admission in your school, you also need to accept the admission given by UTME, by JAMB, by the JAMB body themselves. So you will see a place whereby to accept admission, to reject admission. Truth of the matter is, I had a friend who was given admission to study physiology, and on his JAMB portal, when he logged in, he saw accept admission, reject admission. It sounded funny to him, and like, what is this? What if I decide to reject the admission? And he clicked on the reject admission by mistake, and before he knew it, he rejected the admission. It couldn't work, and that is how he lost that admission. I know what you are thinking, that is very foolish, but it is what it is. So not accepting admission on CAP, as simple as not accepting the admission on the CAP system, will make you lose your admission. Now, so these are the common mistakes that students make or candidates make despite scoring high, that can make them lose their admission. So if you have scored very high in UTME, please make sure to check out these mistakes that I've talked about right now, and make sure that if you have made one of these mistakes, try to rectify it before admission. If you, for example, if you chose the wrong subject combination for a particular school, for example, the University of Lagos usually accepts English, physics, chemistry, biology for medical courses. Now, but if, for example, you did not do maybe physics and you do something like maths, you may have to change school to another school that accepts it. If, for example, you want to study electrical engineering or mechanical engineering in the University of Lagos and you have already scored above 300, well done, you UTME, but your WAEC result, you do not have a credit in further maths, I recommend that you change schools. You change the school to a school that do not really require further maths as a requirement. So they do not place further maths as one of the top priority. So these are ways to rectify this. So if you are watching right now and then you have made that mistake, it is best that you quickly rectify it as soon as possible. So these are the common mistakes that candidates make that can cost them their admission despite them scoring high in UTME. Now, if you found this video very useful, again, don't forget to like it and give it a thumbs up. Also, subscribe to the channel once more and turn on your notification to get notified when I post or make a video. Don't forget, if you are watching for the first time, my name is Polymath and welcome to my channel. This channel is all about admission, guiding students to their school of choice and how to navigate the whole process of admission. That's it. So what do you think about this video? Share your thoughts in the comment section and I will try to answer all your questions. See you next time. Bye for now.